morning. Welcome to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening Sunday morning service. We're glad you're here. Show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, you are. Oh, you're welcome here. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, you are loved and wanted here. So show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. Many rivers, just one well. All unique expressions of life. When one is silenced, I'll be your voice. I will stand beside you for what's right. So show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. You gotta be it if you wanna see it. All that love you're craving in the world. We're the ones to make the difference. We're the ones we've been waiting for. So show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. We are here to be loved. Yes, we are here to be loved. Yeah, we're here to be loved and to be grateful for each and every breath. So join us as we turn to each other in the comments and say good morning. Maybe tag someone that you are thinking of, someone you're grateful for, and let's dance and play in the energy of gratitude as we start this service together. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, wonderful friends. My wonderful, wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant health. My radiant wealth. I said wealth, I meant health, but let's go ahead and claim some wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. My opulent wealth. My opulent wealth. Sing it with me. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Healing day. Say thank you. Thank you. Meister Eckhart, the wonderful Christian mystic, said, if thank you is the only prayer you ever pray, then you have done enough. So let us always be in the energy of love and gratitude to the best of our ability. And sometimes that takes releasing things that don't serve our highest and greatest good. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes, but I was thinking about this song. This morning that my friend Jack Fowler wrote. Let's make sure we're in tune here. It's all about releasing what no longer serves us. So let's just get ready to have a little moment of musical meditation and fall into that energy of release. Releasing anything and everything that no longer serves our highest, greatest good, so that we can make room for what does. You're welcome, letting you be completely part of the whole process here, the tuning and everything. All right, here we go. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. Healed, I am made whole. Resting in this energy of release, I speak this word this morning, knowing that I am one with the infinite, divine, creative intelligence that created all of life, that is love itself, that is the infinite orchestrating power of the universe. I am one with it. And I speak this word from that point of power as I claim that I am letting go of anything and everything that no longer serves me. I release it to welcome in my highest, greatest good and everything in alignment with that highest, greatest good. Knowing with that prayer comes change, I welcome that. Knowing with that prayer comes a release that I can allow to be peaceful release. And I welcome that. And I open wide my arms, my mind, and my heart to accept into my life everything that is in alignment with living my best life, my healthy life, my prosperous life, my harmonious, love-filled, connected, passionate life. I continue to allow that to expand and express by means of me. Knowing it is not just a one-time job, I continually release anything and everything that is not in alignment with that highest, greatest good. And I say thank you, God, in advance for how it shows up, knowing that it is peaceful, it is joy-filled, it is love-led, and I am so grateful. Thank you, God. And so it is. I'm letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. Healed, I am made whole. I am healed.
Good morning. Today is August 15th, and today's reading is Believe It and See It. To change our reality, we need to think, feel, and act in a new way. Joe Dispenza. We must become what we want, and we will never be able to do that while we still persist in seeing what we do not want, no matter where we see it. Ernest Holmes, page 57, Creative Mind and Success. Holmes tells us our word has power and that everything in our life depends on our belief. Our belief sets the limit to what we demonstrate. That is why we say, "It is done unto you as you believe." Years ago, I read a perfect example of this about a man who believed he would die by the time he was 75. For all his adult life, he repeated this belief to his friends and family. When he turned 75, he was in great shape and his family had a big party for him. Several months later, he became ill and made his transition before he turned 76. His belief came true. H.B. Jeffrey, in his book, The Principles of Healing, wrote that we are not put in hell by a superior intelligence, but rather by our own beliefs. He wrote about how ponies will stand in one spot for hours when their reins are free, if the reins hang in front of them. They are trained to believe the rein is fastened to something, so the ponies are perfectly free, but they are not free because they're tethered in their minds. Many of us are also tethered by our belief of something that is not true. We need to have a reason to change our beliefs. I think a good reason might be that our life isn't working. The first step in changing our beliefs is becoming aware of what they are. Inspirational author Alan Cohen offers an easy way to begin. Simply ask yourself, what would someone have to believe to keep attracting situations like this? Give it a try and see what results you get. And the affirmation. Today, I examine what is working and not working for me. I release what no longer serves me and replace it with new, vibrant beliefs that place me on the path of spiritual growth.
You have to see it to believe it. That's what we've always heard. Yeah, I'll have to see it to believe it. When actually you have to believe it to see it. I'm really enjoying the daily guides this month from the Science of Mind magazine, very, very much, offered to us by Reverend Dr. Ron Fox, and they've been really, really great. So today I'm mostly inspired by the reading from today. Thank you, Monique, for sharing, and also, which is Believe It to See It, but also the reading from Wednesday, all about how interconnected we are. So think about that paradigm shift from I'll believe it when I see it, changing that over to I'll see it when I believe it. That inside job. I love the quote by Dr. Joe Dispenza, to change our reality, we need to think, feel, and act in a new way. We have to see it right on the inside, see it to believe it. This Wednesday, the reading quoted St. Augustine and how he said that so often we marvel at the mountains and the oceans. I don't remember the exact quote, but we marvel at the mountains and the oceans and these beautiful things in nature. And yet we pass by one another every single day and don't look with the least bit of wonder. We are each an amazing marvel. And we are each that sacred, that divine. Our job is to look for that sacred, look for the divine every single day. To see it, we have to believe it's there. We have to believe it to see it. Wayne Dyer, another quote from the magazine from Wednesday, he said, when we see ourselves connected to one another, we stop judging others and compassion becomes automatic. when we see ourselves connected to one another, compassion becomes automatic and we stop judging. And we realize that we're all connected to the same life force. It's a beautiful quote and it's a powerful concept. And I want to tell you something that hit me even more powerfully. And that was, I read it 3 times. And each time, instead of hearing what he said, I heard something different. Each time, it was like the 4th time when I went, oh, wait a second, that's not what that said a minute ago. He said, when we see ourselves connected to one another, we stop judging others. I read, when we see ourselves connected to others, we stop judging ourselves. Wow. I had to sit with that for a minute. It's like, why did I see it that way? Why did I see it that way? And it's because it's our judgments of others and our lack of compassion for others. It's stemming from the abundance of judgments we have against ourselves and the lack of compassion that we have for ourselves. We have to give ourselves grace. Well, we don't have to, but I'm inviting you to. I loved one of our dear members who is now a member from Ohio. We still consider you a member, Linda. We love you, Linda Thunberg. She posted on Facebook this week this thing that said something about if you hit the wall, consider it an opportunity to lean on it and rest. We don't often do that. We don't often rest and take time for ourselves and nurture ourselves with self-care. And then we project onto someone else what we're really internalizing already about ourselves. We project all those judgments, the ways that we want to blame others and find fault in others is coming from that lack of compassion and that abundance of judgment we have for ourselves. So recognizing we're all part of the same life force, yes, and recognizing when I am not seeing the good in another, most times it's coming from, probably all the time, coming from not seeing it in myself. So that's our work, to see that, to choose to meet the sacred, to seek and meet the sacred every single day, starting with seeing it and seeking it and seeing it in ourselves, believing it, that it's there, believing that we are loving, loved, and lovable, believing that we're enough, believing that we're safe, believing that we can trust the process of life. Believing all that, truly believing it, we start to see it in our lives. So to change reality, we need to change. We need to think, feel, and act in a new way. So we say, okay, I'm going to affirm that I am supported at every turn. And I'm going to think about it, I'm going to feel it, and I'm going to act that I'm supported by the universe. I'm supported by the universe. I'm supported by the universe. This is just an example, one of many. I'm supported by the universe. And then we start to move in a new direction that is in alignment with being supported by the universe. But then if we're not careful and we start to see that idea of separation show up in our lives because it's coming from a deep-seated false belief that we are separate from our source, separate from one another, next thing you know, we don't feel supported by life and we find someone to blame. You see, because when we start thinking, feeling, and acting in a new way, new circumstances show up, but the old paradigm will beg and borrow and scream for its existence. And it's our job, our opportunity in that moment to not give it any airtime, to kick it out, to no longer rent space to it in our minds. That voice that says you're not enough, you're not safe, you can't expect good things. Kick it out. Start thinking, feeling, and acting in a new way and stick to that course, even if the old paradigm, and it will, jumps up and wants to get you back in the old way of thinking. Say, see, can't trust, can't say, can't be safe, can't rely on, etc., etc. Kick it out. I love in the magazine, in the reading from today, the Alan Cohen technique. Love it, love it, love it. What would someone have to believe to keep attracting situations like this? That is that's a wake-up call. But it's a good one. This is not about blaming ourselves when we have a situation that doesn't feel good show up. It's not about blaming ourselves if someone disrespects us. However, if we find ourselves in situations where we are constantly being disrespected, ask the question, what would someone have to believe to keep attracting situations like this? Let's take it a couple of case scenarios. How about dating? Dating someone who's emotionally or physically unavailable. Most people have done that at some point in your life. Dating someone who's either physically or emotionally or both unavailable. You know, a married person, a person that lives far away, or maybe they live right there, but they're a million miles away because they're not emotionally available. They're not open. They're hard and defensive and armored up, right? So if you have found yourself, and I'm just using this as an example because it's happened to many, many people. So if you have found yourself dating the same person with a different hairdo, or the same person with glasses this time and not the next, it's just the same conversations over and over, ask yourself, what would someone have to believe to keep attracting this? Maybe it's that you don't deserve love, or that you're not lovable, or you're not enough, or you're not safe, can't trust. Could be all of those things. It could be different for you. But what is it? What would someone have to believe to keep attracting a situation where you're dating someone who's emotionally and physically unavailable, and or physically unavailable? And then you say, okay, you know what? I'm taking the reins of my own life. I'm taking the reins of my own life. I'm not going to be tethered to an old thought. Loved that. I mean, the whole talk today is really inspired by that reading. I so much loved it, about the ponies being tethered just because the reins were lying in front of them on something they thought they couldn't move. So what are we tethered to in our old way of being? What are we tethered to? Find it and then root it out by saying, I release that. I'm choosing to release my past belief that I'm unlovable or not enough or unsafe or whatever it is. And then what action, if we're going to think, feel, and act in a new way, what action has been in alignment with that? And release the alignment, let's say, to not being valued by others. That would fit into that scenario. So you would say, I release my belief that I'm unlovable, not enough, unsafe, whatever the case may be for you. And I release my alignment, my past alignment to not being valued by others. And then you bring in the energy of gratitude because it amplifies everything. And you say, I gratefully accept that I am lovable. It is safe for me to be loved and seen and respected and nurtured. Fill in the blank with whatever word it is for you that's been eluding you in that scenario. I think about, work situations. I think of my brother Alan. He has a landscaping business, and I love the guys that work for him. They're just all like this one big happy family. They're so much fun. They have a great time together, and he just seems to really enjoy it. They all do. But years ago, he was like, people would quit all the time, and it was always frustrating, and it's high stress. And somewhere along the way, I don't even know if he's aware of this, but somewhere along the way, it shifted for him. Something shifted until he attracted a different experience. What would someone have to believe to keep attracting situations like whatever it is? So working with, this is not him, but going along that same train of thought, if you are in a work environment and you're working with, let's say, someone who's being disrespectful or unreliable employees, right? That happens a lot for folks, especially entrepreneurs or small businesses. It's hard to find folks who will be respectful and reliable. So let's use that as an example. So what would someone have to believe to keep attracting situations, let's say you're the employer, where people are disrespectful and unreliable? Well, maybe it's I have to work hard. Maybe it's I'm all alone. Maybe it's life can't be easy. Maybe it's a belief in turmoil. It's different for each person. Sometimes it's D, all of the above. So let's use that formula I was sharing before. I release the belief that life has to be hard. I release my alignment with struggle. I'm gratefully accepting in this moment peace, ease, and flow. You can use this for any area of your life. Any area of your life. You're constantly in pain. Here's another example. If you're constantly in pain, what would someone have to believe to keep attracting situations like this? Maybe it's a belief that the pain is genetic. Maybe it's a belief, or if you want to go by the Louise Hay, beautiful work of Louise Hay, she takes all the parts of the body, all the ailments that people have had over the years, and her life work was about tracing potential false beliefs that supported that pain. So you're having lower back pain. Maybe the belief is that it's not safe to move forward, or you're not supported by life. And so you flip that around. You say, I release the belief that I'm not supported by life. I release my alignment to pain, my alignment with pain, and I gratefully accept mobility and freedom in my physical body. Ooh, let's do it with money. Speaking of freedom, let's do that. Okay, what's an example with money? Never enough or just enough. That's a common one. The just enough consciousness. Let's apply the same concepts to that. I release the belief that I just barely get by, or that I don't have enough. You fill in the blank for yourself. And then I release the alignment to paycheck living. A lot of people have lived that or are living that. And then I gratefully accept that I have more than enough before I need it. That's one of my favorite affirmations. I have more than enough before I even need it. And that gratefully accepting part, hear yourself. I am gratefully accepting more than I need before I need it. Gratefully accepting, gratitude and acceptance together from an energy of love. And life just gets better and better and better. Unless we are tethered to an old belief, unless we are allowing ourselves to continue to be that pony with the reins just draped over the post. But we are not moving because we think we are, we've thought ourselves into our own prison. What are we tethered to? Let yourself be free of that tethering to the old belief that is not serving you. I release and I let go. I love that beautiful chant by Jack Fowler. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed. Already was, always will be. And whole. Letting ourselves be free. So affirm with me. I release what no longer serves me and I replace it with new, vibrant beliefs that support my best life. That's close to the affirmation in the magazine. I changed it a little bit. That's my version of today's affirmation. I release what no longer serves me and I replace it with new, vibrant beliefs that support my best life. That's what I'm in alignment with. That's what I gratefully accept. That's what I say yes to more of. And I'm going to be gentle with myself when I miss the mark. Please be gentle with yourself when you miss the mark. If you are in pain, if you are in a relationship that struggle, or a work environment that struggle, or a financial situation that's hard, please don't say, well, this stuff doesn't work, or I'm terrible at it. No, it's just the ebb and flow of life. Be gentle with yourself and keep applying the principles, because it does work. It does work when we think and act and feel in a new way. New things come. So last but not least, when you think, feel, and act in a new way and your life starts to change, please don't be surprised. So many times people start to think, feel, and act in a new way, and then something shows up. Doesn't always show up like we expect. Sometimes it shows up as things absolutely shifting, like, I feel the earth move under my feet, right? We feel everything's moving. Wait, I didn't ask for this. Well, yeah, you kind of did. Yeah, you kind of did. That was me when I first came into this teaching, and I wanted a different work experience, a different relationship experience, I was affirming all this different stuff than what I was living. And then it showed up, but it showed up as the relationship ending and getting let go, or choosing to let go of the job. And, all this stuff that I was like, well, that's not exactly what I meant. But it was exactly what I meant. It matched the vibrational alignment of where I said I wanted to be. I just didn't think it was going to look like that. So look for the ways that what's showing up is matching what you say you want. And if it's not, then say, what would someone have to believe to keep attracting this situation if I want this one? And then start saying, okay, the higher vibration, the best life situation, what would somebody have to believe to attract that? And then I'm going to think, and I'm going to feel, and I'm going to act in that way. I'm going to believe it, to see it, because I deserve it. You deserve it. Let yourself live your highest and best life. And so it is. waiting for? Who holds the key to your freedom's door? She asks, what is it you mean you need more time? Don't you think it's time? Time to be what you seek now. Time to love who you are. Time to want what you have. Yeah, loving life right where you are. It's time. Time to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Time to live life from the inside out. Time to see things right, not waste time trying to set them right. Oh, 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 it's time. Time. It's time to let old tapes go. It's time to record something new. It's time to believe you can do all those things you want to do. Dismiss the critical voice inside of your head. Let the ghost be free from the closet and finally dead. Don't you think it's time to embrace what you once called mistakes? Take chances, try again. Oh, it's time. Don't you think it's your time? Time to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Time to live life from the inside out. Time to see things right, not waste time trying to set them right. Oh, 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 it's time. Time. Oh. Pay attention to what your intention is. Be aware of where your thought lives. Speak your word and know the power it has. We all cause what we lack or have. Yeah, we help create what we lack or have. It's time. Don't you think it's your time? Time to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Time to live life from the inside out. Time to see things right, not waste time trying to set them right. Oh, 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 it's time. Time. Your time. Our time. Kids, we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you just the way that you are. Divine love moving through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. So let's just breathe into the energy of gratitude. As we move into our conscious giving, let's do so consciously, choosing to be in that energy of love and gratitude as we give. I breathe in gratitude. I breathe into this moment. And I say, thank you, God, for the good in my life. Thank you, God, for the breath God. I breathe into this energy of gratitude and I say thank you for each and every person giving a financial gift this morning, each and every person that makes up this beloved community and shows up for one another with time, talent, and treasure, and a heart full of love. I am so grateful. I know for each person that giving is not given in vain or into a void, but rather it returns pressed down to overflowing. And so we just say thanks for the giving and thanks for the receiving. Thank you for this life. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe into this moment. And I say, thank you, God, for the good in my life. Thank you, God, for the breath of this life. Thank you, God, for the love in my life. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe in to thank you. Thank you. All right, please join me, if you would, in our closing song. Having a wonderful opportunity to continually retune this guitar this morning. Thank you for your patience. There you are. And whew. There we go. That's better. Join us, if you would, in our closing song as we just let the love wash over us. Imagine a room full of love-filled people wanting to love you up and see you for the light and the love that you are. That's what we're about. And know that we are sending our love to you across the mile. So wherever you're from, wherever you're watching from this morning, we are sending you our love. We let the love over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. Let's claim the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love, we let the love wash over us. We let it be. We love you, we bless you, and we thank you. Have a fantastic week.